everyone, and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are finally reviewing the Blue Beetle movie, which is actually set to come out on streaming services tomorrow. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, this movie was actually amazing. I have recorded this video so many times, I think I now know it off the back of my head, but here we are. This is honestly one of the greatest movies the DCEU has actually put out ever. It's above Black Adam and all that. Like, it is just one of the best. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Now, the opening scene starts with a snowy mining site, which is like where they first find the artifact known as Kajida. Now, the first scene in the movie actually really does portray the Cord family, or should I say like Victoria Cord, at least, like how obsessed with it. And obviously, we learned throughout the whole movie how actually obsessed the whole family is with it, and you also learn how obsessed they have been since day one. And I mean, throughout the whole movie, it does tell you how long they've been working on it, and it does really reveal the trajectory of the whole movie. And also, Carapax's entrance from after getting off the truck was actually so. It was so menacing. That's how I think that's actually a really good way to portray a character like that, because he is a character that is menacing, bulky, and obviously one of those characters that makes you shiver me timbers. Yes, we now have graduate Jaime. Now, I'm sorry, but it was genuinely funny to see this, but it is revealed that Jaime is the first in the Reyes family to graduate from college. And I also like how throughout the whole, when he comes back in their first dinner, they actually knock on Milgaro's interests, saying that she hates, they say they hate what she does because she's not going to college. I think that's what it was, but that and the way he is greeted at the airport is hello, hi, we've missed you and all that. But when it comes back, it's just so full of life and happy, and it really does reflect on the family dynamic and what it's like. And this is just one of those first shots of family dynamic in the whole movie, because it is probably one of the most significant parts of the movie. And one reason I actually thought this was something I needed to address is because Jaime actually only becomes Blue Beetle because of his need for because he always wants to protect his family, even which is also seen in this next scene. Or not, I was wrong, never mind. The contrast in the never mind, I think it's the one after this. The contrast in how first Jaime arrives in from the airport until he learns what's happening while he was away is just another reason why the family dynamic made a really immense impact on his personality. I like Jaime's confidence as well, because that's kind of what drove the family to safety, or at least some of them. And while he was living out in the big city when he was at college, he did miss his true home. And even now, this is a really good thing to say. Money isn't what makes a family. Love makes a family. People think when you have money and then you get a girl, then you end up getting married. That's all built on the concept of money. But obviously, a family should originate from the sources of love. That is just how, yeah. But Jaime's confidence is one thing that I think he is really individual for him, because it's when he's got the scarab, at first he's terrified, but everyone's sort of confident. So you can see the contrast of people's emotions, which is one thing that I really liked about the movie as well. Yes, this is what I meant. Yeah, Jaime's really ambitious, and also the bond between his sister and her brother is very special. That goes for any sibling, and even with their few personal moments together, you can also see that they are very connected with each other on a very sibling level. Milgaro's personality does bring the whole family full circle, because each of them do symbolize a different aspect, and Jaime reflects a spark of hope and power. He is a spark of hope at the beginning. At the end, he is both. He's both hope and power. One of the greatest traits you can have with a superhero. Probably even the best trait. Yeah, welcome to Palmyra City. Don't know why there's a question mark there, but damn, I want to be living here. This kind of contradicts what I said about earlier, like money makes family. Now, this you can still live here, and obviously this it's just so futuristic and cool. I want to live here. It just looks so cool, and I also like how they've got regular buses and cars, even though there's like so much like tech going on here. But I'm like, the whole concept of a city being divided by people's living arrangements makes me feel really weird. Like, not in the sense of like like what some people would put it. It makes me feel annoyed how like how they split it up when they should just be. And obviously, yeah, some people can't afford it in that area, but it is literally divided. It's not even in one. I swear there's actually a whole bridge from like the city to the to where they live. But and we have to talk about like how cool these towers look. LexCorp is now confirmed. Ace Chemicals is back, and I'm not sure about the LexCorp and Ace Chemicals being here because I think they need to be in their usual metropolis in Gotham. But this place is genuinely cool, and this is an indication that we are entering now the new universe. And obviously the key signifier of the image is obviously Cord Industries. It is still like it's just one of those things. It also showcases the type of setting that will continue on for the rest of this universe, because I think probably this will be the same look for Metropolis and Gotham and any other city that is seen in this new universe. The introduction to the Cord family. Now, from what was shown in the movie, there are two types of Cords: the people who bring a sense of hope, like Jenny and Ted, like even though Ted's not even seen. But like, and they have like Victorian and everyone else who just seems like really, really unpleasant, drunk with money, as they say. I do think that played a really big role with the villainous, in the villainous sense, and Victoria really led that unpleasantness, because Carapax was just there. He's not he doesn't play a big impact other than the tank, but in a sense that she only cares about like the company and her own visionary. She doesn't actually care about Carapax as much as she lays it on really thick. She lays it on so thick that she cares. Insert air quotes, but like the truth does lay in the hearts of Jenny and Ted, and Victoria is just a person drunk with money, in the sense that she wants to build an army of robots and kill people. Not a very nice combination to have as a supervillain. But not as a person, but as a supervillain, very good portrayal. The family dynamic of the movie, as I'm going to say this so many times during the movie. The family plays one of the biggest roles in the movie, other than Jaime. And I like at the end how Jenny becomes a part of that family, who's a character who's actually a part of that family, and the family does guide Jaime through the whole becoming a hero. And I love the slogan of the movie, he is a hero whether he likes it or not, but he wouldn't be at the point that he is without everyone there. And it's also kind of weird because in these two shots you have Alberto, and then you have Nana as a replacement, because everyone else is also there. The family, as I say, does guide Jaime, and I think that is also actually one reason the Blue Beetle is what he is. He wouldn't be there without them. I think the family relationships is something that was really misconceptualized in the first universe, and I think, to be fair, in a lot. But but the one thing the reason I like it is because of Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is so good because of the family dynamic, and I think that this could be a new thing where the family does play a big role. They have so much they could do with the Brave and the Bold, with Batman and Damian. You could have family play such a big role in that movie, and I think that'd be really good. And I mean, look at Superman and Lois. One of the best aspects is the family. Cord Industries is cool. That is not a lie. That is just pure truth. Out of everywhere in Palmyra City, this place does take, is just the techiest. This is the techiest out of everywhere, even though LexCorp is just lucky behind them. I think that's actually Lexco, but yeah. Like on the outside that is, but like on the inside it is just on a whole nother level of techie. It's really technology. It's really technologically advanced, and as much as this is on a set, it like in real life it's on the set. It's so well designed, and I do wonder is this like what our next generation of science labs is gonna be like? Because our schools just recently like got new science rooms, and they look so cool compared to what the ones we used to have. But like this is on a whole nother level of techie, smart, and all that. And I honestly think that may be our next generation. The labs are really cool, and I must say that this is very impressive. And there are not much to say other than that. Other than it looks very, 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 very cool. The Blue Beetle transformation. Now this was funny. This reminded me of a cocoon transformation actually, and that may be that could be intentional as he is a beetle, and he is sort of an insect that goes through a transformation. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not that good at biology. But during this scene, we get a sense of fear and comedy because everyone's terrified for what's happening to him. No one knows. But then when he's hit, when he's just like, it's there. And it's like, what is this thing? Like the comedy is really really good and put together. But it also weirdly leads us into what I'm about to say next, which is it's superhero showcase. I think everyone needs a superhero showcase. I think they should do they should have every DC movie like this from now on. Like make them transform, like every DC origin movie have it like this. This sequence was actually really cool because it really showed like the many different capabilities, how he can fly, how he can create a shield, and just literally everything he says to Kajida, anything he thinks she can create. I can't say destroying someone's car was a good idea, neither was splitting a bus in half. It's really cool to see how a shield can now melt things. That would actually become really useful. But and these all make sense, and the showcase was well put together, as I'll say it is well orchestrated is another word you could use, but it showed the capabilities at a much lower scale, which I think is a good idea because then it's a build up for more what's going to happen in the movie, which is the more build up of his powers. I think this is the same with every hero, every origin, except Batman, who deliberately became Batman. So yeah, every kid at my age would love to be a hero in a perfect world, but in a world that like that, it's completely understandable why he wouldn't be a hero, because it is basically taking someone from our generation and putting them in a world full of heroes and villains. But obviously, it would make so much sense why you wouldn't be a hero. You probably have a better chance of a living when you're not a hero. When he first gets the scarab, he immediately wants it off. But when he sees what happens, it's just another level of cool. And he also realizes that it's one of those things that helps him. It helps him with life, and it will protect him until he dies. And this is only a small sample of the character's development that Jaime goes through. And to be fair, it doesn't impact you that much. It just helps if anything. Kajida is probably one of the best superpowers ever because you can fly, you can shoot blasters, you can create a giant sword. It's got everything. I mean, I've always thought Spider-Man was one of the greatest. I'm really now clenching the straws right now. Oh, one of the best fight scenes in the DCEU. Blue Beetle versus Omak Carapax. Now, this scene alone was actually a little showcase of what the new DCEU fights will be like, but the progression of Carapax's stuff is so cool. But they are just mental with the CGI, and it doesn't look out of place either, which most CGI does. It does look very well. You could tell the emotion was taking place between the fighting, not much, and the CGI, which is something that everyone zooms in on, was actually really good. The hand in this situation doesn't look the greatest, but yeah. But the best in the DC universe we've ever seen. Now, while Blue Beetle did look cool, OMAC was definitely on top. There was no denying that. He was obliterating him. But even before it started, the transformation between was genuinely as if Cyborg went in. Went in and said that, yeah, have my suit, and then he was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna become Iron Man as well. This is Cyborg and Iron Man in one. This is like they're like if Iron Man was in a lab and he's like, right, I want to make another cyborg, and then Victor Stone comes in and be like, yeah, I can make one. This is Carapax. That is Carapax. But the thing is, I don't know how he's a cyborg, because they found him as a kid. But I'm guessing over the years he's been tested on. That's how he was used. But it's still confusing, because I didn't know if he was born a cyborg, because I don't exactly know how that would work. But yeah. Please move, yeah. Jenny Cord's backstory. I really liked her character. I was not expecting this type of history for this type of character, because she is more of a set aside character, but it does really add character development. I also think her biological and emotional link to her father does add a sense of depth and richness to this new universe. And I also like her backstory that hints in the return of Ted Cord, which was later confirmed in the post-credit scene. Which obviously I have a video coming out tomorrow about the post-credit scene, so stay tuned for that. It is there was obviously hinted at the return of Ted Cord, and I think the fact that they didn't show Ted Cord in this movie was a really good indication to let Jenny shine as a character, and let Blue Beetle shine as well. The Blue Beetle's headquarters. Now, I'm just saying, you know what, Cord Industries is still cool, but this is just as cool. As much as it's about probably 10 times smaller, this is still cool. Sure, it wasn't as big, but the legacy was that showcased even throughout the whole mall was so much more valuable. And Cord was just he just put a bad rap on the name, but this room was an homage to the Cord name for sure. I like the foreshadowing of the return of Ted, and also the possibility that he would return with a solo movie, which has obviously been rumored. But the reason I say this is because there is a trilogy being planned for this character, so I do wonder what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it. And I actually do really like where this is headed, because it is truly a great movie. The headquarters, spot on. I love this character. I love him so much. As much as Rudy is Jaime's go-to mentor, he is also the comedy element of the movie. I think this is because he also acts stupid at times, but when he is needed most, he also uses all of his brain power. And while it may not be a lot, he still uses all of it. And lastly, when Rudy died, insert air quotes, they all made it look like they couldn't have made it look like he's dead. They couldn't. Right. The thing is that it was so obvious that he was still alive. They made him look so dead. It was unbelievable. I know this is a minor point, but it is something in Rudy is comedy gold. He is the best, but he does need to this does need to be addressed. And obviously, when you go and see the movie, watch out for his lines. They're honestly spot on. Yeah, the Cord Army house invasion. This was sad. This scene made me feel awful, because all of the emotional aspects that took place of all of this events, all of it took place all at once. And I think blowing up the house was a bit too excessive, I honestly must say. I mean, I know who I'm talking to, but it is the emotionless and brutal Victoria herself. But the guards definitely know how to raid a house. It was definitely one of those, FBI, open up. But it's I swear they bombed. Did they bomb the house, or did the Carapax? I actually don't remember, and I'm surprised that Blue Beetle kept them alive. I think they literally killed them. But the guards definitely know how to raid a house, but for sure. But like even for the like few moments that Blue Beetle was there, he was definitely the hero of the story. He was like, I love when he protects them and he says, "Give me something I can fight with," and then he's like, "No, not that. Give me something else." It's like, "Oh yeah, this'll work." Bang, bang, bang. One of the best scenes in the movie, but it was also one of the saddest scenes of the events that took place after. Yeah, which was Alberto's death. Now, for this movie to work on an emotional scale, one of them had to die. I didn't know who it would be, and I did think it would be the sister. To be fair, I think she could have had an arc of her own still, but this death was chosen well, and like the impact is more like on the actual the the impact is more on the actual person but like the moment leading up to that, Alberto guided everyone, not just Jaime. He guided Migaro and Rudy and Jenny. She's not even a part of the family. Well, actually, to me, she kind of is, and I think that that alone was a way to show that this was the right character to die, but that this legacy will live on. And probably the best part was this scene. I do think it's after this. Which was this? Yes, yeah, the spiritual heaven scene. Now, this brought a whole new MCU like feel to this newly established universe, which is another reason to show, yeah, we know what James Gunn knows what he's doing. Blue Beetle's journey throughout the whole movie is like really rich and sacred, and it is just reinforced by this scene. This scene also makes me come back to the fact that the family plays a big part in the movie, and as they are like the people who didn't make the Blue Beetle, just made Jaime Reyes, and and I know that may not make sense, but the family made Jaime Reyes. They made him the person he is today. So they also made Blue Beetle, and I know you may say, "Oh no, but the people at Ted Cord made the Blue Beetle." No, Kajida decided to go to host with Jaime. It had a decision. It chose Jaime. Me and also like the family made that link, which is one of the why I say this so much. But the family plays the biggest part in the movie. I will take that to my grave. Whew. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now the Omac transformation / Sanchez's death, I feel so bad for this guy. The whole concept of the OMAC is actually really cool. It's very comic accurate as well. Reminds me of an upgradable character in a game, but like the progression is just mental. Where you done one challenge and then you can get you can get new gauntlets or a new bodysuit. It's like, yeah, but the transformation for this character was genuinely insane. Honestly, and I don't know how Blue Beetle let him go after his death on Sanchez. That was just sad. But like the OMAC did sort of remind me of the Transformer, but let's be honest, Blue Beetle was so much better. He just was so bulky. And I honestly don't think he was able to get through that. I mean, I think his suit's made out of titanium or something, but I don't think he was actually able to get out of that. There is one thing that that came out of this, and I hate, which was why did Sanchez have to die? He did the right thing, but Omac Carapax, who is said to be a good character, then just killed him. I know he had a redemption at the end. Not enough for me. Not enough for me. This transformation, though, was sick. Which leads me to the final battle. Yes, now throughout the whole movie, you could see some sort of a villain arc being formed with Carapax, but then when he was revealed when his unfortunate past was revealed, Blue Beetle did feel sympathy for him, and I didn't. Blue Beetle is the type of person, I guess young people, even in Spider-Man, you could see they want to kill, but they're obviously convinced not to. I honestly thought Blue Beetle was going to kill him, but as much as it would have been something, it would have been too dark for a Blue Beetle movie, especially for his character. And I also like this newfound alliance until Carapax's ultimate sacrifice, which also leads me to my next point. Obviously, I like how he says, we'll be now we make alliance. 2 seconds later, the man dies. Actually, of his own choosing, to be fair. I love Carapax's character development as much as his whole character at first was just, I'm a slave, I'ma kill people because I'm commanded to. That was him at first, and how his whole character, who like revealed at the end, showing that his life was taken by Victoria, was just also just brings me back to Victoria is not a nice person. And she's as bad as the High Evolutionary. I mean, she didn't test on subjects, so I guess it's fine. I also like the way that he redeemed himself as the character became, because he does have a rich story, and I like the build up on his backstory. The ways that he's also sacrificed is also very heroic, and not something you traditionally see. But it was a perfect send off for this character. And Victoria, and I know this is sad. This is not a nice thing to say. She just needed to go. She needed to go. She was a villain that like you didn't like, but then her appearance just kept on angering you every single time. It got to that point, I'm like, fine, I'm glad this has happened. Yes, my last point of the movie being Jenny and Jaime's relationship development. That is totally does not roll off the top. Now, from when they met, and you could tell there was chemistry there from day one. It was perfect for a DC superhero storyline, but the way that they played it out was very well done. Which is something that is not usually done in the DC universe. And I mean, the first indication was when they were in the house. The reason I like this pairing is their troubles in life do sort of link up, and their conflict with Corn Industries was also and their acceptance of death was just really all locked together. They are also a great pairing, but because of this post-credit scene, I do wonder how it will play out. Like at the end, because it will be too much for her, she may break up. I'm honestly not too sure. It's way too early to tell. So, but yeah, overall, I do like this pairing. So, and oh crap, yeah, okay. The reveal, everyone. I'm giving this movie a 10 out of 10. As simple as that. I never thought I would give this to a DC movie, but it was so well deserved. This movie checks all of the boxes, and I will watch it many times. And the immediate thing I have to say is that like I want to watch it again. And I also love what this has got. This like trilogy, this confirmed trilogy has so much to offer. It also has been already renewed for a trilogy, and I just can't wait. Like I've read some fan theories for the post-credit scene. It is just honestly a banger. And trust me when I say, when this movie comes out on streaming services, I will be watching it. I do believe it's coming out tomorrow, so I can't wait to see that. And obviously we have a post-credit scene video coming out as well. So, because it is film ratings, as a habit, I know that fan theories next. Okay. This movie has been renewed for 2 other movies, so it would make sense to make the other movies that's separate from Jaime's story, but instead focus on Ted Cord and possibly the Black Beetle. Oh, okay. I think this would bring something new to the universe and something everyone would want. Very interesting, actually. I like that. I do like that, actually. There's a theory I did read about like the post-credit scene, but I'll try and remember tomorrow. The next movie we get with this Blue Beetle, I think, will revolve around the introduction to the Young Justice, because this universe has a perfect chance to introduce them separately, which makes sense. Something that should have been done with the original Justice League. I say this because we will soon be introduced to Damian Wayne, who is obviously a notable member of the group. Not bad, actually. Not bad. These are pretty good right now. With the confirmed new Justice Society, there is a chance that he could become a part of it. Due to his hero relation with Ted Cord, who is in the comics, was a part of this Justice Society, I should say. While this is a part of the new universe, so was Fury of the Gods, so this does make sense. Possibly Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific will also be a part of those factions, which will automatically ensure quality. I'm putting that one at the bottom. I'm putting honestly, that Black Beetle one's going on top. It's the way that it's laid out is perfect. Number 1, number 2, number 3. That was actually perfect, but all of them do have great validity. Right, everyone, that'll be the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy, and obviously, please let me know what you thought about this movie. And we've got an announcement coming out on about roughly the same time, so you can go and check that out. Because we've got some news coming to the channel. So yeah, everyone, I hope you all have a great day. There's not much else to say than that. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you'd like to see on the channel. Without further ado, everyone, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.